Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we're back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Sunday, April 4th. Shout out to all of you guys. That's what we call a winning day. Yesterday, we had Duncan Robinson over 3.5 threes. Miami Heat team total over. Bucks team total over. Darius Garland's under. We love to see that. Great bounce back day for us. Shout out to all of you guys for making it possible. If you're new to the channel, 50% of these people that watch the videos don't subscribe, so make sure you click that like and subscribe button. And lastly, if you want to join our Discord, the Discord is down below. First link in the description. Almost 850 members in there at the moment. Check it out. It's a lot of fun, a lot of support, a lot of cool people in there, a lot of people doing really well. So shout out to all of you out there. We have a very limited slate, and you'll see it if you go to look at player props early in the morning like myself. It is 8 a.m. And if I didn't say it, happy Easter to all of those that celebrate it out there. But if you look at it and you're looking at it early in the morning, there's hardly many teams you can pick. So many injuries nowadays. But here's what I found, and here's what I'm going to ride with today. A limited slate, but we'll go through each game at the end of the video. We're talking first game, Scary Terry. Terry Rozier over 23.5 points. It's a revenge game against the Boston Celtics. And you know what? Gordon Hayward just announced out for 4 weeks yesterday. And like I said, revenge game. Terry Rozier's had 2 straight duds. One of them was because of a blowout. He didn't play as many minutes. The other one, he shot 6 for 23. I'd happily take an over 23.5 points for a player that's going to shoot 20 plus times, and he will do that exact thing tonight. He's got a little extra revenge against this Boston Celtics team that didn't sign him in free agency a couple years ago. He'll shoot a lot. So Celtics revenge game narrative. If you look at it, prior to those 2 straight duds that Terry Rozier put out, he had hit this over in 4 or 5 games. He's shown the capability to hit 24 points, which is what we're asking for out of him today. I think he gets it done for us. And an early, or I don't know exactly, I don't remember what time. I think the game tips off at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check it out. Here are my other 2 plays. We got Chuma Okeke. I'm taking his over in points. I assume the line will be around 10.5, 11.5, something along those lines. But you look at it, he scored 14 plus points in 5 of 6 games. And the Magic need someone to score. And there's no way around it. The Magic have no one on their team. They're looking to build up the young players, get them some experience in this year as they continually tank. Even though they've been covering the spread recently, although they did not cover yesterday against the Utah Jazz, lost by 30 plus points, something crazy like that, which has been wild. We've seen a couple big blowouts, and that might be another one in store as the Denver Nuggets play the Orlando Magic tonight, and they're 15.5, 16.5 point favorites. So that's wild, but we're taking his over. He scored 14 plus points in 5 of 6. He's going to shoot it a bunch, and I think he'll be able to get it done against this Denver Nuggets team. Whether it's the Nuggets starting lineup or the backups or their backups, they'll see all the floor. I bet we see some bowl action today, which is, you can't complain about a little bowl in your life. No doubt about it. And then the last one, and this was an interesting one. I was kind of taking a look at it. Joe Harris, over 2.5 assists. You know, normally you're not betting Joe Harris to pass the ball, and this has great value. It's plus 126 at the moment. So you're looking at great plus value, which is everything you could look for. I think we have a good edge here. In the 2 games without James Harden this year, obviously when he was a Brooklyn Net, he had 6 assists and 5 assists. 6 assists was, I believe, 2 nights ago. But, I mean, Harden will be inactive tonight, and he's shown the ability to hit 3 assists. And I think you're looking at the Chicago Bulls tonight. These guys aren't that great defensively. Plus the Nets, I think, can win this game. They're -3, which feels like a trap since the Nets have been so good with whoever they trot out there. So I would lean towards Nets -3, and we'll get into each game in a second. But Joe Harris, over 2.5 assists. Do your research, check it out. I think it's a good line. Sure, he's not going to hit it when James Harden and Kyrie Irving are active, but when one of them's out, he seems to be doing pretty well at it. So I'm taking Joe Harris, over 2.5 assists at plus 126 value. And then my last 2 plays of the day, Warriors -2 versus the Hawks. The Warriors stink, but I think Curry will be back. Like I said, with spreads, I wouldn't even bet them until game time. But Warriors -2. The Hawks team should be missing Trae Young, John Collins, obviously. They'll basically be relying on Bogdanovic to score a lot of points. So I like his over. But obviously we don't have any lines as all the injuries and inactives are still up in the air. But Warriors -2, Curry should be back. And I saw a crazy stat yesterday that the Warriors without Stephen Curry have I believe the 7th worst offensive efficiency in NBA history. But the Warriors with Stephen Curry have like the 13th best in NBA history. That is a wild statistic. Goes to show you how big of an impact Steph Curry has on their team. I think the Warriors will have Steph Curry back, and I'm taking them to win and cover against the Atlanta Hawks. And then the last one, we're diving into some NCAA women's basketball. I'm going Arizona Wildcats plus 8.5. Got a big victory over the UConn Huskies, who's normally who I root for. And they looked good. They looked legit, looked the part. Plus, there's an odds boost out there that says Stanford's going to win by 9 and they're going to hit the over. Absolutely not. We're taking Arizona Wildcats plus 8.5. And talk about that game last night between UCLA and Gonzaga. Wow, that game was nuts. One of the biggest, and it's hard to even put it into words. That was insane, that game. If you watched it, I hope you guys enjoyed that video or that game, because I enjoyed it. Every second of it was. I had UCLA plus 14, but I didn't even care if my bet hit or not. I just enjoyed watching that. Jalen Suggs with the game winner from Jimmer Range. Wild, wild, wild. We'll get into each game. Let's look at it. Brooklyn Nets -3 versus the Bulls. You know I'm on the Brooklyn Nets. I think they're good. And Bulls are Zach LaVine is a game time decision or questionable today, so not much you can trust there. Lakers versus Clippers. Lakers are 11-point underdogs. Over-under's 214.5. I would lean the under, but I think the Lakers can cover 11 points. Clippers haven't necessarily played inspired basketball. Likely Paul George or Kawhi Leonard will sit today. Just how it be. I'm taking the Lakers plus 11 if I had to. Charlotte Hornets plus 10 versus the Boston Celtics, who are 10-point favorites. Ooh, I can't trust the Celtics. Can't trust the Hornets either. That's a game that I'm staying far away from it. I'll only touch Terry Rozier just because I think he gets enough minutes regardless of if it's a blowout or not. But I don't expect them to get blown out unless it's until the fourth quarter. We've been seeing a lot of games get blown out in the first quarter, like 30-plus point differential. That is absolutely nuts. Sixers versus the Grizzlies. Sixers are 3.5-point favorites at home. They will be without Joel Embiid, who returned to action yesterday. I would lean towards the Sixers. They're just a great team at home for whatever reason. They don't tend to lose games there. Whoever they're trotting out there, Dwight Howard, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has been on one recently. I'd be confident in the Sixers -3.5 versus this Grizzlies team. We already talked about the Warriors versus the Hawks. I love the Warriors if Steph Curry is back. Pelicans versus Rockets. I have no idea who's trotting out in this game, but I would probably lean towards the Pelicans if I had to, but honestly, no idea. And then you have the Nuggets versus the Magic. Nuggets 15.5-point favorites. If Aaron Gordon has props, I would bet on his over just because I feel like they'll just feed him against this Magic team, but I didn't see any props for him. Only had ones for MPJ, Jokic, and Jamal Murray. So I stayed away from this game completely because I didn't really have any props, and I don't know if this will be a blowout within 30 seconds. So that's about it. Like I said, about 60% of you people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. So click that subscribe button. Trying to hit 2,300 subscribers today. Shout out to all of you guys. Really appreciate all the support. I'll be back again tomorrow for some more NBA player props and spreads for Monday, April 5th. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the MLB video. Check out the Major League Baseball video I'm posting right after this one. So go check it out. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.